Hello YouTube and welcome back to Castle of Random. It's your boy Random, and at this point I'm not just gonna say anything, bro. I'm just gonna come here with different masks, and like I said, you just have to accept this, bro. This is it. You may not see the face, but you get to see another mask every day. Almost. Until I find a proper one that I kinda wanna wear all the time, but so far we're experimenting. But let me know which one of masks kinda suited me the best so far, in your opinion. So for today, we kinda have a different type of video. We're not gonna do the usual Marvel Rivals shebang in the sense of me playing the game, getting frustrated, trying to win. No, we're over it. Instead, we're just gonna make a nice, simple tier list. Everyone's done it. You know what? I haven't done a tier list in my life. So I guess this is a great time to start having a tier list video. So anyway, I'm not gonna make this longer than it should be, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so now we are in the other corner, because usually we're on the left, but today you're gonna see me on the right. This is the Season 1 Marvel Rivals, of course the updated one. We have included both Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. We know the buffs. I did a video on them. You can check it out somewhere. It will be here on the screen. You can check it out. Why not start with the tippy top, and we'll go one by one. So Captain America. Captain America got a recent buffs, so now his health is better. One of his abilities, shield throw, now it has less cooldown, has more health. Overall, and of course the change to the movement speed to all melee heroes. Is now Captain America the best hero that you can ever play? Nah, not really. Even with the buffs he gets, he's not that good still, to the point where he can be too viable. Like, of course, I mean, there's not really like a broken, non-broken character in this game. So I think for now I'm gonna put him at B tier. You know what? Because I don't see that much usage from Captain America. Those who play him don't really give him the credit or give him the proper playing, you know, as they should. So I don't think Captain America still has been fully utilized to a point where he can be used proficiently. Compared to the other tanks, of course, he's never gonna be the option to select. Like you have, if you want mobility, you have Venom, which does way more damage, way more tanky. The only thing that Captain America can bank on is he's being fast to get to the point and being annoying, and also which the ultimate kind of reaffirms that, and the fact that he can reflect things with his shield. Also, he got a change to the shield. Now it takes time to recharge, which is not great. So yeah, Doctor Strange. Now I don't remember if Doctor Strange had any significant like changes, so I'm not sure. Doctor Strange didn't have any significant changes as I remember. He had small tweaks here and there, I know, but nothing that really stands up to me at this point. But anyway, he's like the best, if not the best, like the best tank when it comes to this. Although I'm still not like quite convinced. Actually, never mind. We're gonna put early on Doctor Strange's S tier as the best tank. Also, I think we need to add a bit more. Okay, we just updated it a little bit, you know, make it a bit more nicer to read. Anyway, moving on. The next one on the list is Hulk. Now, Hulk, again, I know he got some changes to the shield, but I know he got hit with minor nerfs. Some shield changes, he has less now. Again, Hulk is one of those characters that, if you play Iron Man, he's a great addition to the team. But if you don't, or in the overall, like, Hulk as a standalone doesn't stand out to me. He has the most health of every tank, but the fact, and of course he can kind of go into Hulk mode. Like, Hulk does not stand as the go-to, because when it comes to beside being annoying for that, if you know how to play very perfectly, like maybe grab Iron Man or Spider-Man with the jumps, Hulk is not really that great of a tank, so I'm gonna put him in A tier. Now Groot. Groot. I think this is like in order thanks to everyone, I think, which is kind of weird. But okay, then we'll start with the tanks, I guess. It doesn't matter. Groot. Groot, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm putting him in S tier. Fight me for it. Groot, or you know what? Actually, no. A plus. Sorry. Why A plus? Groot again. Groot is an amazing character. The only thing that is missing when people play him, including myself, is wall utilization. A lot of people waste the walls for no reason and forget that the melee can actually launch people, but he has great survivability, great health, the shields are amazing. The only thing is like it needs more utilization in a sense, like need to have more like options. But overall, great character, but still can be fairly easily defeated if played properly against him. Magneto, I'm gonna put him in A. Great tank, good health. I mean, if I'm gonna choose honestly between Captain America and Magneto, I'm gonna choose Captain America, so I might put him at B. Actually, I'm gonna give him a new rank, B+. Why B+? Magneto is a bit better than Captain America in a sense of like for team synergy, but if I'm looking at him as a standalone character, he doesn't do enough damage. His ultimate is not really great unless you charge it. Besides the two shields that he has, the left shift ability and the sphere shield, I don't know. His melee attack doesn't impress me. The right click, unless it's fully charged, is also not that great. I don't know. Peni is gonna go in A+ as well. The reason why Peni is also A+ is because simple. Mines. Nothing else to say about Peni. She has decent health, nice utilization, the ulti is annoying. It's fairly underutilized when it comes to ulti, you know, it's spreading the range of the mines. A lot of people don't do it, I don't do it as well. Overall, also great hero, nothing to add too much, haven't played it crazy enough. Thor is B, maybe B-. I'm just gonna leave him here, not to make the too complicated. I would maybe go even C with Thor. You know what, I'm gonna go C with Thor, actually. Now, why C? Simple. His ultimate sucks. When it comes to like, he can dish out decent damage, but the fact that the charge hammer system is so bad, unless you have him fully charged and you have that ability where he can shoot lightnings, he's practically useless. The shield that he gets from the hammer swing is great. He can be annoying to deal at times, but if you just play nicely and don't panic, he's kinda easy to deal with. If nothing else, you can easily avoid him. So yeah, Thor sucks. Venom is S. Great movement, health, I don't even have to explain. The damage is maybe not there, but when it comes to like him and Magneto being like the best characters that you can play for a tank, also his skill cap, it's not that difficult to play, so if anyone like wants to be a proper tank to the team, it's a great introduction for you to learn him. Just don't overextend with the swinging and the diving, just don't be too eager. Otherwise, if you just play a little bit more patient, Venom is gonna be one of the best tanks you can have. Okay, moving on to DPS. This is where things get interesting. Black Panther is B+. Why B+? Okay, so with the recent nerfs that he got to the heal render, I think it was something like that, he now has a little bit less, around 50-ish, I think. If not, let me know in the comments. Black Panther is great DPS, like great flank DPS. Great movement, the recharge ability, I very much like it. I played him in the first season quite a lot. In Season 0, I have to refer to this as Season 0, otherwise people will think I'm talking about currently. Yeah, played him fairly quite a lot of time, but if you don't manage the system of render and have that mark over and over so you can kind of do the movement, you are stuck. And it happens. You can't always have like people being placed so nicely that you can just dash in left and right, whoosh, like moving on them. The high risk reward that he gets is too much, but if you get in a proper sequence, then the damage that he can dish out is amazing. But by any means, he's not like the greatest DPS that you can play for sure. Black Widow, C. Maybe even D. Haven't seen Black Widow ever since the game started. I've seen her maybe in casuals or just maybe the first 2 days when the game launched. In any of my competitive games, I haven't seen one person play Black Widow. Anything to say about her? No, nothing at all. I know she got a great buff that, I don't know, one of her abilities now went from 12 to 4 seconds, so it's 8 seconds like shaved off. But still, that doesn't make her any useless. Why would you play Black Widow when you can play Hawkeye? Which would I put in A? I mean, come on. If you put outside Hawkeye and the skill it takes for you to aim, Hawkeye has everything you need for a DPS. I personally don't know how to play him. I'm not great with Hawkeye. If you just have a decent aim, you should be fine. Black Widow, you need to do the same, but the damage you can dish out is way less. Whereas with Hawkeye, you can do the same, better overview, you can deflect bullets, you can projectiles, you can, you know, push them back in case they attack you. Sure, you can kind of do the same, but you get the point. It's just 10 times better version than Black Widow. Nothing else to explain. Hela. Hela is A+. Maybe borderline S tier. Maybe borderline S-, something around those lines. But again, I don't want to create too much, you know. For the sake of it, we'll say A+. I'm going on to S-. Why Hela S+? She got a slap on the wrist for the nerfs. She still needs nerfs. I'll stand by it. She needs nerfs. Heavy nerf. Come on. She can 3-shot any of the squishies. Which, for example, other characters like Psylocke take skills, like you need to actually use abilities to kill them fast. Whereas with Hela, you can just one-tap them. If you do a headshot and 2 regular attacks alongside with it, they're dead. Movability is off the charts. The ultimate is annoying as fuck. Unless, like, you have a great Doctor Strange that can block it. Another reason why he's S tier. And, of course, she has the stun ability. And she's great if she's on your team and they know how to play her. But I hate Hela. I like her, but I hate her. More so hate her. Iron Fist. Iron Fist is gonna be C tier. Now, why C tier? C tier, well, also, I haven't played Iron Fist. Sorry. Let me reiterate that. As much as I've seen Black Widow, it's the same amount that I've seen Iron Fist. Close to 0. Rarely anyone plays him. And again, once you kind of understand what he does, he's great for the lower ranks. But even in those, like, people are starting to realize how easy it is to deal with him, like compared to other like flank characters like Psylocke or Spider-Man or even Black Panther. Maybe if people like kind of get to a point where they utilize his right click to a point where he can like kind of deflect in between and do all the crazy shit. Sure, the fact is like it's just not that great of a version. He needs a little love, I think. Maybe for the next season, or maybe if we get any mid-season patches, we can see something like that. Next up, we have Iron Man. He's one of those characters where if you play him, you know you're not that great at the game. Meaning like he's good if paired up. The only reason... Okay, let me say this. If Iron Man is paired up with Hulk, he can easily be here. But if I just take him by himself, then I think he's somewhere in between B and C, like a B-. Probably a B-. I think because there's a lot of DPSs, we need to add another row. I mean, Iron Man is not that great. He can dish out the damage, but very easily to deal with. The same as Iron Fist, he's just slightly better because his ultimate ability can actually dish out quite a decent amount of damage. And he's way more versatile than Iron Fist. Magik. I would say Magik is also C. Played Magik a few games, nothing too crazy. Again, haven't played her too much to make like any specific conclusions for the hero, but from what I've played, she's like a bit better than Iron Fist. Sure, I'll give her that. The damage is not there. Again, easily to deal with. Haven't encountered too many also Magics, so if I'm mistaken, let me know. But for now, I think I'll just put her at C. Konshu's favorite boy. I'll put him at B+ as well. Because Moon Knight players have 2 modes. A Moon Knight player can either be the best Moon Knight player you've ever seen, or he can be like the worst character that can be played by another person. But the reality is that Moon Knight is a very split personality character, as the same as his origin story. So that's the same way people play him. Moon Knight is great overall. Like the damage that he can put out with, especially paired with the Onks, is fantastic. Again, he has also like fairly decent movability. Of course, he has like mobility, like he has the gliding and all that. It sometimes can feel like he's a bit slower than he should be. The ultimate got some buff, so that's also nice. Otherwise, maybe I would have put him at B to B-. But I think with the buff, with a little bit to the ultimate, now it has like 14 hands instead of 10. I think so. Yeah, he is a little bit better. Namor I also think I'll put B+. Namor, as much as he is good, and he got, of course, also he got buffs to the monstral spawns and whatnot, but Namor is not one of those characters you also see often. Unless you're dealing with a Spider-Man, you're not really using Namor as much. He's not like your go-to character if you want to do massive damage. Yeah, just Namor ain't it, man. It ain't it. He's good, he's not bad, but he's not great. The only thing going for him is he has infinite ammo. Other than that, he might even be close to C, but for now, he's just slightly leveling above C. Psylocke is A+. Psylocke is S tier. Haven't played Psylocke too much, but even I can be aware of the fact that her skill cap is high. She takes skill and she outputs massive damage. Movability is off the charts. The ultimate is fantastic. Nothing in this character is like flawed. If there's like potentials for nerfs and buffs, sure, there's potential for every character to have that. Psylocke is one of those characters that she's like just like spot on, perfect, nothing more, nothing less. Just I wouldn't change anything when it comes to it. Moving on, we have Wanda. We'll just quickly do this. Wanda is good, the same as Iron Fist is. Unless people are in the lower ranks and they don't know how to deal with her, she's good. Otherwise, Wanda is kind of also like lost. Her ultimate takes 10,000 years to charge. So unless you have blind old man playing on your team, you should be fine. With that given said, actually I'll put even my Doomfist, I'll even put him at D, because he is worse than Wanda, but he's better than Black Widow. So yeah, this is it. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is A+. As much as I want him to be S tier, my previous video is with Spider-Man, so we're on a grind to get our Spider-Man to a top level play. So if you appreciate and you want to see me suffer more with Spider-Man, check out those videos. But Spider-Man is a character that is very good. Also, sorta relies on a team-up ability for a bit more damage. With Venom's ability, he's a great asset to the team. If played properly, he's an amazing asset to the team. But most of the people that play him are useless. As much as it hurt me to say it, even I kind of fall into that category. Just being honest, Spider-Man is high risk, high reward, but also high skill cap. But once you kind of understand how he plays, Spider-Man is amazing character, and I highly recommend like try practice with him, like especially remove the easy swings. That goes for him and Venom as well. Remove the easy swings, and trust me, if you learn him, you would be a valuable asset. Squirrel Girl, I put her at B. She's good, nothing too crazy, decent damage. Her ultimate ability, now she got nerfed, now it's 300 health instead of 6, which makes it easier to kill. But also now she targets like the closest enemy instead of being random bounces, which is also good, like a nice trade-off. I would much rather have that than 600 health going in nowhere. But also, again, she's not a character that's too hard to deal with, and it's mostly annoying at the beginning of games, but kind of once the whole game kind of expands and it's not no more like base and trying to push like the first checkpoint, it's pretty much also easy to do with her. Star-Lord is the same category. Again, Star-Lord, don't get me wrong, like I would put Star-Lord above Squirrel Girl any single time. Now, you may be thinking like why Black Panther is above Star-Lord. Well, Star-Lord is one of those characters that is also easy to kill, also takes a quite decent amount of skill to play him. Any of these heroes here that are above him can easily take care of him. Hell, even Iron Man, even Namor can easily take care of him. Like, to be honest, Captain America can easily take care of him. Maybe Iron Man would be a bit more tricky. Any of these characters, maybe not Magneto, but any of the other characters here can easily take care of Star-Lord on their own. Groot has the range to do it. Penny Parker can just kind of tangle him and take him to the ground. Hela, we're not. Spider-Man, easy. Psylocke, easy. Venom, the list goes on. You get me, he gets his ass kicked. Now Storm. Storm is an interesting one because Storm, with the recent patches, became much more viable hero than she ever was before. In Season 1, she was nowhere to be seen. I also did a video with her, so check it out somewhere also here. I've played Storm total of 0 minutes in Season 0. And I've played 5 matches with her, and of those 5 matches within Season 1, I managed to get at least 30 plus kills every single day, in every single game, without breaking a sweat or trying to be, great. The buffs that she received are fantastic, bro. Her projectile speed is much more faster. The ultimate now gives her more health, which makes her less likely to get killed. So Storm now became a very good character, and I highly recommend you if you want to kind of move up the ranks. Also, she's not that hard to play, bro. Even though it's like 3 stars according to the developers, I'd kind of give her 2 at most. Storm is at a perfect place now where she's like perfectly viable. She's not terrible and she's not great, but she's definitely utilized good if you know how to play her. You would for sure. For now, she would be here, A tier, certainly not above Hawkeye. Okay, we're almost done, so there are only a few heroes left. Punisher, B, of course, above Panther and above Magneto, because Punisher is one of those characters that if you know how to play Punisher, again, he's a strong character. A lot of people play him wrong, I think, and me included as well. Use the shotgun. There's no need to hunker down. There's no need to try unless you're trying to pick off targets from a distance with the rifle. You need the shotgun and you need the smoke grenade. That's it. He shreds characters even more so than Wolverine does. He can kill most of the characters above his rank. I think if in the right hands, Punisher is a deadly character to be played, but in the wrong hands, they're just like, I don't need somebody to hunker down in the middle of nowhere and just fire off rounds into the distance and hoping he'll get a kill. But that's what 99% of the people do. So please learn Punisher before you play him. Like he's like 1-star rated, so it's not that difficult to learn him. Moving on, we have our boy Bucky. Bucky, I would put him S tier. With the buffs he received, I think Bucky now is potentially S tier. He's in between S and A+, but if I were to give him the benefit of the doubt, I would put him at S. Now he has more health, he does more damage with the rounds, and I know he got something else to his abilities. I don't remember what exactly. Remind me if you do know. Bucky now is in a perfect place. He hasn't changed drastically in the way his gameplay now is different. Oh yeah, now I remember what it is. Now he's much more made to be a closer character rather than being in the background shooting as he was. So that's exactly what they should have done in the beginning, because what's the point of me having a hook with such a low health? If I were to get one shot by Psylocke, I can get whooped by Hawkeye or pushed back and killed, even Moon Knight or whichever character, like, and of course the again trauma will always happen. But now I think he's in a great place where he can easily contend for the S tier. So I like Bucky. I need to play him a bit more. If I were to choose 2 DPSs to have or play until the rest of the game, it would be definitely Bucky, Spider-Man. Those would be the 2. Wolverine, I would put maybe B+, but I'll put him above Punisher. With the buffs that he received, now his health is 350, which is good. He's got a bit more damage, I think, to ultimate, or there was something going on with the ultimate. I don't remember exactly what. Is Wolverine good for anything else besides shredding tanks? Nah. Can he maneuver or survive kinda without tanks? Nah. So although he's good, like, don't get me wrong, Wolverine definitely has his purpose to play in this. He could alternate between B+ and A tier, maybe. Actually, I was gonna be generous and put Moon Knight maybe at A tier, but I'm very indecisive between like him being A tier and B tier. Like, Wolverine definitely deserves a B+. I think I'll leave Moon Knight at B+. The Wolverine, still not there yet. We'll see. For now, he has his place. And we're finally moving on to the healers. There's one little imposter that we forgot that's actually DPS, and that's Mr. Fantastic. But we'll leave them for the end because those are the last 2 heroes, so we don't want to spoil it. Warlock, Warlock. Where would you be? I think Warlock, when it comes to healing, is definitely a B tier. Don't get me wrong, he is a health burst healer. Now, he doesn't heal constantly. You get those bursts of health that are great. But also, unless you do a bind with more souls with the left shift ability. For example, I've had instances where I would play a DPS like Spider-Man or Hela, and out of nowhere, because I'm soul bind, I'll get way more damage than I would have anticipated, and that especially goes if you're playing a flank character, and it would kind of backfire on you. His ultimate is great, that he can res, but most of the people resurrect you on top of a Winter Soldier ultimate, and you're kind of stuck there. Unless you get an instant heal off from Adam Warlock, like he gives them, it's not really the greatest, so he needs a little bit of mind to play. And he has no mobility. He needs a little bit of speed, man. I think he needs a little bit of speed. Otherwise, he's kind of just not there yet. Something is lacking, and if I would add anything, it would be movement speed. He just needs a little bit more movement speed. Next up, we have Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger would definitely go A+. Why? Well, simple. Cloak and Dagger, amazing heals. The range is incredible. The ricochet ability of the primary fire, and the way that you can basically the projectiles curve, if you haven't noticed yet or you're living under a rock. So they're like a tracking ball, so you don't even need to try hard to aim. She got a buff with her ultimate. Now there's like 4 dashes instead of 3, so there's like extra damage and healing on top of it. Very nice character, like she can do damage, she can heal. With the cloak ability, the damage is almost as good as Wanda's, but she has the healing as well, which is like just a better version, and the ult is better. Nothing to say. Jeff, I would put an A. I know, crazy, right? Jeff, the guy that we all hated in season 0? Yeah, that guy. I still hate him though. I don't know if you do, but I definitely hate him. So why Jeff wouldn't be A+? Simple. Jeff got a little bit of a nerf. Jeff is not that hard to deal with, unless you are very bad at aiming, which I also sometimes am. Jeff is not that crazy now, and also he's not that used this season. I haven't seen him that much. I've seen him, he's not like nowhere to be seen. His usage definitely went down compared to other characters that I'm now seeing as heals. And his ulti got a little bit of a nerf. It doesn't affect it too much, but sometimes I've noticed it can have weird interaction where you think it won't get you, but it will, and also vice versa. You think it won't get you, and it will. I think I repeated the same thing. You get it. But Jeff is A tier. No more, no less. Maybe A-. He's kind of going towards A-, but I'm not gonna add that extra tier. Loki would also go A, but he's definitely above Jeff. Loki is a very good healer. If I would to choose my go-to support, it would definitely be Loki. His damage is great, clone ability is perfect. If you know how to place your clones and aim, you get massive heals. His immortality kind of field is also amazing. The shapeshift ability above all. Actually, let me rephrase. I would put him at S tier. Fight me. If there's Luna on the opposing team, I can be Luna. Mantis, you got it. It's not constant, but it's there. Okay, now that I think about it, he just may be A+ as well. Actually, let me put him in A+. Yeah, A+ is a nice place to have. Luna Snow, do I even need to say it? That goes as well as Mantis. Do I even need to say that for both of them? We know. Both most big healers. We have all seen the shorts of her dancing. Mantis, we know how much damage she can do, like more than the other DPSs that are on this list. I'm looking at you, D tier, C tier, B tier. You're way more useless than Mantis. Luna, nothing to be said. Great utilization. Ultimate healing is off the charts. What do I need to say, man? You know what it is. The same goes for Mantis. She is a bit more high skill to play, and also I think she got a little bit of a nerf to her movement ability, but that doesn't mean that she's like nowhere near bad. Rocket will put him at A tier. Now, Rocket is also a good healer. His res ability is there, but the good thing about Rocket is you don't necessarily, like, you can rack up a lot of assists with him. I've seen like people have 0 kills but have massive number of assists with Rocket. And of course the resurrect ability also comes very in handy especially when they're trying to push a point, or when you're trying to push a point to reach. So Rocket Racoon definitely deserves an A tier. Like, his utilization is better than Adam Warlock in my opinion. He cannot dish out massive heals, like his only way of healing is the balls, but that's why he compensates it with ultimate that does a lot of damage. And if you pair him up, especially if you're playing the combo with the team up ability, he is invaluable when playing with Punisher or Bucky in that regards, to give you a massive damage. And now we reach the end. There's only 2 characters remaining, and where would I place them? Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastico himself. I'll put Mr. Fantastic at A. Why? Don't get me wrong, he's worse than Storm and Hawkeye, and when it comes to DPSs, so try to look at it that way as well. Although he's more so like a tank rather than a DPS, I kind of feel like. He's not that DPS friendly, like he does decent amount of damage, but people don't flank. He doesn't have the mobility for it. His ultimate, I kind of find it goofy. Nice, but also goofy at the same time, because it's hard to control. Unless you're kind of in a more close environment where he can bounce without having regards, you can roughly get out 3 bounces maximum if it's like a wide stage, so you're kind of stuck there. His abilities, kind of make him be more tanky rather than damage. When he gets like super elastic, gets 100%, his damage goes way up and he can dish out. He can be nice. Like he's nowhere near broken. When he was first announced, I thought he was gonna sweep the place, but it turns out he's not that overpowering, so A suits him actually nicely. Usage overall, I haven't encountered him too much, unless people who still haven't had the time to play him that much. But I've played him a few times, I've played him in Doom, and it's just not a character that makes me want to put in time to learn more and more. He's fun to play, but not that fun for me to keep like playing like Bucky or Spider-Man. Like the payoff you get in for putting time in Mr. Fantastic is just not there yet. And last but not least, we have his beautiful wife, Susan Storm, which we'll put at A+. Why? Simple. Her ultimate, I know I've mentioned it would suck, it was underwhelming, I'm sorry. I thought it's because it wouldn't heal, but it turns out it heals, so maybe I misinterpreted somewhere in between those lines that the ultimate ability heals. So sorry about that. She can dish out quite a decent amount of damage. She also has shield to protect, which is very good. So if you're targeted, like for example, if you're a DPS trying to get away and get healed, like that shield could be like the difference between getting a Hawkeye arrow in the back of your head and dying and surviving. So very good ability. Also, like the left shift ability can be great for pressuring. Just a burst, bro. Pushing people off the map is so fun. Pushing out Iron Man and killing him from the sky, it's so fun. And she can get away from most characters, of course, if you just like do a push and the double space where she can get invisible and the double jump. She has way to deal with people, and she does quite decent amount of damage for a healer, just as Loki does. Like she's kind of a close comparison to Loki in the sense of that she, if played properly, she can also dish out damage, but she can heal as well. And the fact that her primary ability goes back and forth, it does double. It has 2 hits, whether it's healing or damage. It's a great asset to it. So, and also for pushing, like you can push out so many ultis, enemy ultis that can save your team, like Spider-Man or whichever. Like just make them less useful. But there you have it. This is the list for Marvel Rivals Season 1. What do you think? Is it a good list or it's not a good list? I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this list? What would your list look like? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, till next time, I guess.